Off with the Kansas City Chiefs.
The kickoff for the Raiders.
Bitter rivals going back to their AFL days in the 1960s. The Chiefs and Raiders are underway.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25.
Problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
The ball carrier.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11.
Now here's Mahomes. They're going deep for Hill. That's caught at the 25. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 76 yards. And the Chiefs are going to take a first-quarter lead. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
And this carries into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
First and 10 and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there.
First carry for Josh Jacobs. This will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, you could be in some trouble.
I think so because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
16 yards, a first down.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there. A really nice game.
Yeah, boy, the strength on display there as he rumbles through tacklers for a gain of about 8.
46-yard line.
He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same. But they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Carr completes it. They're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A gain there of 21 yards.
First and 10.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up. Solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line are in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number one goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
Brings up 3rd down.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards.
A gain of
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Now they'll throw with Mahomes. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Gets it to Hill. It's a jet sweep. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
3-yard pickup. And it's 3rd down.
And before they can run this 3rd down play, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Mahomes on 3rd. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Now that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just 1 first down permitted and then out. Obviously no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs from the gun. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 2nd and 11 now. Carr, he'll let this go deep for Ruggs. quarterback's intercepted. He's making a run through here. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Look at the spin. Balance. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
And a first down.
The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Open man is Hill. He's got it. 3 yards the gain there. Second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
First down, Chiefs.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 34. These two teams all tied after one. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Complete to Jones. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
Gain of 6 yards.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
3rd down, and they're going to try the jet sweep. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
6. First down, Kansas City.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
Jones
Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
1st and goal, Kansas City.
Now Jones. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call run fits, everyone was in the right place. And now 3rd and goal coming up. The loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And that is caught by Watkins for a Chief touchdown.
Quez Watkins. Touchdown.
Quez Watkins, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game.
Makes the score, Chiefs 14, Raiders 7. Harrison Butker.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
This will make it into the end zone. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
Return. The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive.
A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, sounds
the football comes out. Jacobs lost it. But I think the Raiders are going to be able to hold on to it. Yes.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. He's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
They'll run on 1st down. Jacobs. Chris Jones on the stop.
The ball carrier.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
He was brought down by
back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away.
And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football.
Oh, he made it out of the end zone. No signal. Yes, it's a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt. And if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win 1st down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on 1st down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating 1st downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now Carr. That's into the hands of Edwards. And inside the 20 before it's brought down. That will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a 1st down as well. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
17-yard line.
Escaping the pressure right. Pass incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. And that's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. Third down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
This is going to be intercepted. Well, it's picked. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
At their own
Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
It's now 2nd and 6.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. A give to Jones. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. Mahomes going to throw. He sets up the screen to Jones. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Mahomes now to throw. And going deep for Hill. That's caught inside the 20. And he will finally be taken out of bounds. A big play there just before halftime. 54 yards.
Chiefs.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Travis Kelce, the all-pro tight end, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay. So that'll back them up 5. And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15. Now it's Mahomes again. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Mullen. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Intercepted.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. So we've come to halftime in a 5-point game. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this 3rd quarter of action. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically,
for the third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And a great return here gets us all the way down to the 26-yard line. But that one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
and you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. You come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
33, Aaron Jones.
Tackle made by Demarius Randall.
The tackle by Demarius.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
Again, it's Jones. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Brings up 4th down.
So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. Butker's kick here is good. And that'll push the lead up to 8. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did open them to a field goal.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10. At their own 22.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And last time, 1-play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now a dump off here complete. Able to get this one across the 35. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a quick throw out wide to Ruggs. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And he's got room. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one good for 26 and a 1st down. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his O-line and just went.
So there's 2 ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the block.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 15. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On second and 11 now. Mahomes, complete. The tight end, Kelsey. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. The give is to Jones. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, and reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Raiders will take over now, first and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory.
He's across midfield to the 49-yard line. It's a gain of 3. Brings up third and 4.
Now on third down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. Still on his feet. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on third down. Carr now on first down. Now they go screen. It's complete. 7 yards there on the first down screen play.
To Josh Jacobs. It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and 3 at the Chiefs' 37-yard line.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. Second and 3. Working from the gun, it's Carr. He'll find his tight end, that's Waller. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 26. 11 yards there, first down. Throwing on first down is Carr. And now there is another interception. Picked off inside the 5. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2. And it brings up second down.
Max Crosby on the tackle.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
From the 22, here's second and 8. Now a handoff. Running left is Jones.
scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
3rd down.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 8. To throw, it's Mahomes. And that is incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
On the return is Bowden. It'll be a 41-yard punt, given 5 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Their own 38-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Well, the defense got its job done, forcing the punt. Now the formula pretty simple. They need to find the end zone here. A field goal doesn't help them much. And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what we thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46.
That's good.
It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
On 1st down, they go with Jacobs again. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
The ball carrier.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jarvis. Ward.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Another important 4th quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
At the 19-yard line.
A 2nd and 11 from the 19. They'll go again to Jones. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back. Tell them to take care of the ball and try to move forward.
And that will be incomplete.
I may be an analyst, but I'm also a fan. I love people take the big shots downfield, but he was under a lot of duress. And I think that forced the incompletion downfield. Didn't have a real good chance to find his target.
And just a net of 31 here, 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
At their own 46-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right,
throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a one-score game. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 1st down Raiders, Carr to Waller.
At the 37.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Can see this quite a bit on running plays where the guy's out wide. A lot of times, doesn't get caught.
You're exactly right, because it's away from the play usually, so a lot of it goes undetected. But I know this will surprise you. I coach some receivers in the offseason. We work a lot on hand placement and blocking downfield. Might want to take that course. I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the ball. You got control of this thing. Get it behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. 16 yards, a 1st down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They look like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Kansas City, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.